What's up guys, it's noname4505 here, and I'm bringing you another Smogon tour match. This one is between myself and a user by the name of TBG. This is round one. I'm going to, this is one of those live recording ones. And anyways, he's going to lead Aerodactyl, I'm going to lead Nidoking. I'm just going to get right into it. And Aerodactyl is one of the things that is very difficult for this team to deal with. And I'm going to be forced to immediately switch out to my Scarm right here, reveal that I do have a Scarm. And at this point, I think, oh yeah, I'm just going to spike up here, just scout what he wants to switch out to, if it's something like a spinner of some kind, but he decides to reveal Regice, which is pretty good. Not so much for me, because Regice is another one of those things. Like, Aerodactyl and Regice are probably the two biggest problems for this team that I can think of right now. I made this team in like 5 minutes beforehand because I really didn't practice ADV OU very much beforehand. So, I'm not making excuses or anything, I just chose to bring a pretty bad team when I could have brought another team. And it has some issues. So, right now I can't stand for a Thunderbolt. I considered going out to my Nidoking, but my Nidoking, since I'm not choice banded, I have leftovers, cannot really threaten the Regice too much after that. So my best place to reveal another Pokemon of mine, which is my Tyranitar, and I am choice banded Tyranitar, so I can threaten that out with Stab, Super Effective Rock Slide. And I know that the Ice Beam, assuming that he's the standard spread, will not even do half to the Tyranitar's awesome natural gold, even though I'm not even invested in it. Because, CVTAR usually runs max attack, obviously, and max speed in this generation. So, right here I'm kind of deciding what he wants to do, and I thought about maybe going for the Focus Punch, which you see there, in case he decided to bring out something like a Scarm to take a hit. But I decided at the end of the day that I don't know who this player is. I think that my opponent, TGB, got fairly far. Like, he made it to the quarterfinals or something in this particular round. So he was a skilled player, but I didn't know too much about who he was, what his skill level was. So I just decided to go for the Rock Slide and scout what he wants to switch out to, if he even does switch. And he chooses to reveal Claydol. That's perfectly fine. Claydol, I've saw a lot of those, not just in that particular round of Smogon 2, but all throughout for the ADV rounds. So, my best switch to Claydol is Scarm again, as he's just going to spin. And I decided to go for the Toxic to try and cripple the Claydol because Claydol does not have any reliable form of recovery. So crippling it with the Toxic would be very beneficial to me. However, I missed the Toxic and he gets the freeze on me with the Ice Beam. So that's 2 bits of hacks there, which is, again, unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. And it kind of has an impact on the battle, not too much though. It makes my Scarm pretty much useless for the rest of the game, which means that, you know, I won't be able to set up any more spikes. The Aerodactyl later on will kind of ravage through my team. That's kind of spoilers, but the Aerodactyl all of a sudden just became a huge ass threat. So I just decided to stay in and see if I can unthaw and try and get the Toxic on the Claydol. Afterwards, I decide that that's kind of futile, and I decide to reveal my Coon, as he's going to reveal another Pokemon in his Heracross. The fact that he brought that in on the Scarm tells me that he's almost certainly choice banded, and he's probably just going to go for the choice banded Megahorn. At this point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go out to either my Gengar or my Nidoking because I do resist the Megahorn. I could go out to Scarm, but since my Scarm is frozen, I can't threaten him with the Drill Peck in any way, and he can just get a free switch into run over, and I can't even like lay down a layer of spikes on the switch. And you know, my Nidoking is going to be able to take the hit because Heracross is a huge threat. I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to be forced to sack my Nidoking. And Nidoking isn't something that you see all too often in ADV OU anymore. It's kind of like an anti-Metagross lead, and it does a couple of other things. And it's kind of unfortunate that it didn't get to do any work, because it's a cool Pokemon to use, but it's situational, which is one of the unfortunate things about it. But all of that's irrelevant, because he decides to switch out fearing me to be max speed with Fire Blast. I'm actually not max speed, I'm a mixed variant. So, actually, doesn't this thing get like aerial ace or something, so it could be like CD with aerial ace. But, you know, he didn't. Actually, it's on my leftover, so I didn't see. What am I saying? Whatever. So, at this point, he's in on the Regice. I predicted the Ice Beam, so I got to my Bulky Water, which is my Coon, and I know that I can start setting up Calm Minds on him. But, he decides to actually go out to his Aerodactyl for, whatever reason. I think he was maybe predicting my T-Tar switch, but because I went out to my Suicune, that was a good switch on my part. And I was just going to go back to Regice to Red. That's my dog. He's doing dog things. And he goes out to his Regice, and that, even though Regice is a special tank, very tanky, that's actually a favorable situation for my Suicune, because I can just Calm Mind all over him and set up to like +6, and unless he has a powerful choice band, so like his Heracross to go out to, then I can just Calm Mind and rest up here. Now, as you can see from my moveset, I'm actually not Pro Coon, I'm Calm Mind, and I'm surfing Ice Beam with Calm Mind and Rest. I do not have Sleep Talk. Even though this set is a bit odd in this generation, also I killed his Regice, I think. I'm not really too sure, because I kind of missed what was going on. I'm pretty sure it's the Regice. But because of the sleep mechanics in this game, and just Suicune being super good in ADV OU, and just the general mechanics of ADV OU, only having Rest on Smogon is not bad at all. It's actually pretty good. But that ends up, but me not being Crocoon ends up costing me later in the game. I'm not gonna reveal anything else about it, but it would have been more beneficial if I was Crocoon and not the set that I am, which is just Calm Mind, Ice Beam, and Surf and Rest. But anyways, I don't think anything major happened. He brought in Aerodactyl, forced me to Scarm, and since my Scarm is frozen, I can't do anything like lay a Toxic on him to get some residual damage going, or lay some layers of spikes. So again, that's unfortunate, and I think Column is just staying in here and sacrificing Scarm, because I really need Scarm, and I'm just trying to lay down some layers of spikes before I go down. He ends up deciding to switch out and reveal his own Coon, as I do unthaw, thankfully, and I get down that layer of spikes. Based on what I've seen so far, which is he has one unrevealed. I've seen 5 of his Pokemon. I think I still have my Gar and my Celebi as my 2 unrevealed, so as far as that aspect is concerned, I'm ahead. But it's not like that's really relevant. And yeah, I'm also going to get my Celebi, which is a Calm Mind variant, but it is not carrying the Grass type attack, it's carrying Psychic, because I'm Calm Mind Baton Pass, because the way this team is supposed to work is Celebi is one of those blue Pokemon, where I set up some Calm Minds and I can sweep by myself if I have to, but if I'm in on something like a Tar or something, then I can Baton Pass out to like Gengar or Nidoking or Suicune, or actually originally I had Special Tar, but I really needed T-Tar to help check Regice, and just be in Blissey, Regice and Blissey. But he turns out to be a Calm Mind Roar variant, which is not very good for me, because that means he can just sit here, Calm Mind up, and then he can roar out my Celebi and will be able to beat me one-on-one. So, where my train of thought? That's an awkward pause, but I think I'm just going to keep going for Psychic, maybe trying to sneak in a Calm Mind boost every now and then, but I'm just going for Psychic, really, to just try and get Death drops on his Suicune. But I'm gonna go out to Gengar. Since he is Calm Mind Roar, I know he is not Sleep Talk. So I decided to try and go for the Hypnosis to put him to sleep, and then try and set up with my Celebi to get equal with his Calm Mind boost. Or go out to my T-Tar and try and deal damage with him with a couple of Rock Slides and Focus Punches. But that doesn't happen. I missed Hypnosis, and he's able to kill off my Gengar. And I have to bring in my Nidoking. That seems like a bit of an odd play, but I had to do that just because I need to weaken him to the point where a crit Rock Slide from my T-Tar would be able to KO. And I did the calc there to just to see how much the Rock Slide would do. I believe if I get a max damage roll, he would live with like 2% and would die from sand, but he could rest up there, which I think would be the play most optimal for him to do, and then just switch out to like Claydol. But I do crit him there, and in my opinion, I would have gotten swept by that Coon had it not gotten that crit. So even though the freeze on Skarm, which was relatively important, in my opinion that is, even though I do want Thaw, that crit on Suicune mattered way more, and essentially just kept me in the game with a fighting chance. You know, it keeps things 4-4 right now. And yeah. So now he is going to be able to bring in Claydol. I don't have anything like my guard to go out to try and answer the Claydol anymore by blocking the Rapid Spin, as well as going for things like Hypnosis or Ice Punch. So my best answer is my Celebi because of the fact that I can just Calm Mind in his face and his Ice Beams will not do that much. And then I can try and Baton Pass out to Suicune, and with a couple of Calm Mind boosts under Suicune's belt, I can hopefully get a bit of a sweep going. But of course, there is this pesky Aerodactyl in my way. That's the one thing that's preventing me from sweeping. I should probably change Nidoking to something else to help me deal with Aerodactyl. I don't know what though. I'll go back and visit that the next time I get to replace an ADV. And right here, I'm taking some time to think about it because he knows my entire team now. I've revealed all 6 of my Pokemon. I think he still has one unrevealed. Yeah, he still does have one unrevealed. So at this point, he knows my entire team. He knows that Skarm is a switch into that, but he also knows that the only thing that he has to hit my Skarm with is Rock Slide, and I don't have Rest, and Skarm doesn't have Roost or anything in this generation. So switching out to Skarm really isn't a good play, but he can also go for the HP Flying to try and hit my Celebi, which is what I predict him to do, to go either for the HP Flying or for the Earthquake to hit my Tyranitar switch, even though that would be kind of improbable because I have a Skarm to go out to. And now I'm in my Skarm against the Aerodactyl. I think he crit me with HP Flying, but had the next hit not crits, I would have been able to live. And so I think he predicted me to go for the rest right there, and instead of just having him stay in and be fodder for me to rest up and get back to full health, because some Skarms do carry rest, he decided to go after his Heracross. I decided to go for the Toxic, predicted and switch out to Claydol, because Claydol's pretty good against Skarm. And he goes out to his Heracross, and that's really bad, because now this Heracross just got a Guts boost, and it's threatening as fuck right now. So, my big advantage is that I do have the Sandstorm up, so Sandstorm plus Toxic takes its toll. And my Celebi does have enough speed to outspeed all Heracross variants. I know it's kind of a really shaky check to Heracross, but CB Heracross is such a huge threat in ADV OU. I don't know why people don't use it more, because it's really a good Pokemon. And because I do carry enough speed to outspeed it, I think I carry like 271 or 272 because Heracross generally carries 270. I don't know about speed and KO. He brings in the Aerodactyl. I predict Rock Slide and or the EQ or something, so I just go for the Psychic. And I think I just get a bit of damage off. I kind of missed what happened there. But yeah, now I know he's going to be forced to switch out, so I Calm Mind on the switch. And I accidentally brought up a team there. I don't even think that's the same team. That's a different team that I planned on using some other time. Has a publicity on it, obviously. So at this point, I'm just gonna decide to baton pass out to Coon because Coon is it's 3-3 now. So I'm gonna decide to baton pass out to Coon. He's gonna go for another light screen, which is kind of unfortunate, and he still does have that one unknown. So based on the 2 Pokemon that I've seen from him, which is the whatchamacallit, the Claydol and the Aerodactyl, I know that my +1 Surf will damage either of them, so I just decided to go for the Surf. And he reveals a Scarm right here based on that damage on his special defensive Scarm. And at this point, I'm thinking, you know, yes, I can win. Sure, I have to contest with Whirlwind, but, you know, whatever. But sadly, it would be much more difficult for me to win because of the fact that I do not have a Field Beller on this team, and I do not have Sleep Talk on my Sweeper. Had I decided to carry something like Field Bell on my Celebi, which based on my Celebi's purpose is not very practical, or had I decided to be carrying Crocoon as opposed to something like as opposed to the set that I'm carrying right now, I probably could have come out with the win because of the fact that Crocoon is just so bulky, and I could have probably won with like a last Coon Poke. I don't know what it is, but it's one of those things where you're down like 3-1 or 2-1 or even 4-1 and your last poke is Coon, like Crocoon. You do this with Curse-Lax too, and then you set up to like +4 or even greater, and then you're able to win. Had I been Crocoon, that would have happened. Sadly, however, this is not what is going to happen. He's just going to be able to use me as setup fodder because I really don't have anything to hit the Scarm besides my CBT target because he's special offensive, that will do a lot. But at this point, it's just him setting up spikes, Whirlwinding me around, and I just don't have anything to hit him with. So I'm going to try and go up to Coon here, and what did he do there? He went for like War Effect or something? I don't know, maybe he'd be Whirlwinding me at the thing. But at this point, it's just a bunch of useless stalls, so I'm just going to let some music play in the background and kind of speed this last part up because there's no point in narrating it. But still, I do hope you enjoyed. Later today, actually, I'm going to be doing some more DPP OU. Whether or not I'll be able to narrate that, I don't know, but I'll be sure to record it, post it for you guys' enjoyment, and peace out.